Hello, you are most welcome. I'm teacher Ivan from Wunna Educational Services. I welcome you to our fifth lesson. We are still looking at the vectors. After looking at the algebra of vector, after looking at the position vectors, after looking at the collinearity, parallel vectors, and proportional division of vectors, now I want us to go through some of the examples in vectors. Example 1 says, in a triangle OCD, OC is represented by vector C, and OD is represented by vector D. So this is OCD. Okay, so the question is, express CD in terms of C and D. This is how we shall do that. Let us redraw our diagram. This is the origin O. This is C, and this is vector C. This is D, and this is vector D. And then on CD we have point M. So we are required to express CD in terms of C and D. Now CD is gotten by moving, because CD means that we are at C and we want to move to D. So we shall come back to O, the origin, because we should always come from the origin when we are going to another destination. So we are at C. The first letter shows where you are. The last letter shows your destination. So we are at C, we want to come to D. So from C, we shall come back to the origin. We can take this as our home. Then from home, the origin, to another destination, D. Therefore, CD is CO, meaning from C to D. Then you are from C to O, then from O to D. So CO is when we have reversed the direction, and therefore CO is opposite of OC. So we represent that with a negative, plus OD. But if we start with OD, that gives us OD minus OC. And therefore, OD is vector D minus OC, which is vector C. And this is how we present CD in form of small c and D. Then the other question is, that the M, on our diagram we have M. M is the midpoint of CD. So they want us to get CM in terms of C and D. Still, this is how we shall do that. They want us to get CM. But getting CM, when M is the midpoint, if M is midpoint, then that means that CM is equal to MD, since this one divides them into two equal parts. CM equals to MD, and therefore CM is a half of CD, which is simply equal to a half of D minus C. So that is how we get CM. The other question is asking us to use using your answers in A and B, they want us to find OM. Now OM, that's when we are from the origin direct to M. So on our diagram, we can even sketch that route from the origin to point M. So how do we move from origin to M? We have two routes. We can decide to take the other route, that is OC plus CM, or OD plus DM. But since the question is specific, they are telling us to use the answers of A and B. The answers of A and B are here. In A we had CD, in B we had a half, or we had CM, and therefore they are advising us to use this route, the route of OC plus CM, and therefore we shall say that OM equals to OC plus CM. But OC is C plus CM, which was a half of D minus C. So we can open brackets and simplify by collecting like terms together. So this is C plus a half D minus a half C. So bringing this near this gives us C minus a half C plus a half D. So C minus a half C leaves us with a half C plus a half D. And therefore the common factor is a half into C plus D. So that is how we shall get vector OM. Let us look at another example, that is example 2. In example 2, we are given the diagram below, and in the diagram below, P divides line AB, P is here, dividing line AB into a ratio of AP to PB, which is 7 to 3. And therefore, if OA is A and OB is small b, then they want us to express OP in terms of A and B. So this is how we are to do that. In our previous video, we saw proportionals of a line and internal proportions. So since P is between A and B, this is what we call internal proportional, or P is dividing AB internally. Therefore, let us sketch that line. This is A, this is P, this is B. And now the ratio of AP to PB equals to 7 to 3. And therefore, if we are to get OP, we can either use this root of OA plus AP or OB plus BP. But since the triangle is OAB, then it is from A towards B. So if you are using this root of PB, that means that you are opposing the original direction, therefore it is negative PB. You should be conscious about that. So OP can be got in two ways. That is OB plus negative PB, or plus BP. But BP is opposing direction, therefore we put negative PB. Or we can also use this direction which is OA plus AP. I will choose to use this, and therefore my OP equals to OA plus AP. So in this, I have OA given to me as vector A, but I need to look for AP. So I'll use the help of the ratio given to me. That means that from the ratio AP over PB equals to 7 over 3. Or it also shows that AP equals to 7 over the total ratio 10 times AB. And therefore, to get AP, I need to first get AB. So AP is the same as 7 over 10 of AB, which is AO plus OB. And this gives me AP as 7 over 10 of AO is negative OA because it is originally OA plus OB, which is arranged as the AP equaling to 7 over 10 of OB minus OA. And therefore, this is 7 over 10 of B minus A. So that is AP. After getting AP, I can now get OP. Remember, OP is OA plus AP. So OA is vector A plus AP, which is 7 over 10 of B minus A. Don't leave your answer at this stage, otherwise you have no mark for accuracy. Open bracket, simplify. This is vector A plus 7 over 10B minus 7 over 10A. Bring like a terms close. So that is A minus 7 over 10A plus 7 over 10B. So A minus 7 over 10 gives us 3 over 10A plus 7 over 10B. So the common factor is 1 over 10. You remain with 3A plus 7B. So this is my vector AP. So actually not AP, sorry, it is OP. That is how we work out in case we have midpoints or we are given a point that divides a line in a given ratio. Otherwise, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, like, comment, share with friends, so that we all learn together at a convenient time from anywhere. Otherwise, I'm Teacher Ivan. Don't forget to hit the bell so that whenever we post a new lesson, you get posted and we learn together. Otherwise, we are still continuing and we are going to look at more examples in our next videos. Do one thing: subscribe, hit the bell, like, share, and comment. Bye bye.